me a brief history of the home.
Raffa House began in December 2009. Through an NGO called the Loventel Foundation.
The Loventel Foundation is like the parent body. And Loventel Foundation was formed, I would say, from members of the Loventel Seventh-day Adventist Church.
And how exactly did it start and why?
The NGO began by 3 members of the Loventel SDA Church, Mr. Brian Jones and Rachel Bing, just to remember to mention. They began the Loventel Foundation, and we had a hotline service. Through the hotline service, we received a lot of calls for abandoned and abused children. So we decided, well, we have to meet the needs of the home.
There's a group of us from the Loventel Seventh-day Adventist Church. We wanted to do something in the community, and it started, it was at the embryonic stages. We started with a soup kitchen, and then we moved to like a homework center. We incorporated a preschool up until kindergarten, and we started a bakery, a lot of vocational classes, support group, hotline 800 help. And coming out of the hotline and the support group, you found that there were several calls coming in on the hotline for abandoned children, abused children. There were also in the support groups, because there were 4 support groups. People would come with the same problem, and all the homes on the east-west corridor, they were filled. So coming out of the hotline and the support group, we decided to start.
So since the inception, how many children has the Raffa House housed?
We have housed over 50 children since the time we began.
Okay, great. What's the targeted age group, and where do the children come from?
We cater for children ages 5 to 14 years. We will get them through the family court, through the police, and sometimes a parent would ask if we could help them in raising their kids.
So with any home, there are of course some financial struggles. What are some of the struggles that you face?
Well, we have a saying here at Loventel, we walk by faith and not by sight. That's what we say every day, because if we go to tell you how we survive, we can't tell you. It's only by the mercies of God, to be honest. But we found over the years, God has provided for us. In terms of Loventel, when we started, we just prayed and we went. We just prayed and went. That's simply how it went. And we found people like the German Embassy. We also do health, by the way. And we run a health clinic every Monday, first Monday of the month. And we found the German Embassy came on, the Japanese Embassy came on to assist with the health clinic. The German Embassy came on to assist with the school. Then we had just started the building, and self-help came on to help us finish the building. So we use some of these same links, and over the years we develop and have asked different institutions. Over time we have made formal alliances, I should say, with different institutions. We are still waiting on the government subvention for Raffa House, which we applied for since we started the home, but we found like United Way has come on board. Republic, like when the home burns down, Republic came on board and bought back the equipment and the furniture for the home. Several private institutions would assist us from time to time, maybe Atlantic LNG in small ways, but as we say, every dollar counts. So if somebody comes to give you $1, I do not say no, because if 1 million people in Trinidad and Tobago give you $1, that's $1 million. But I mean, we would really like the government to come on stream, because they send children to the home, the court send children to the home, the police bring children, the social workers bring children, and we still have not been able to access that funding. But we thank God for the individuals like Falcon, small groups that will come forward and assist. As I said, United Way, ongoing, Republic, and different little banks and different little organizations. TTMF right now, Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Finance, they assist with groceries every month, and they will be assisting with other things for the children. So we have been blessed by God in terms of individuals, churches, small groups, like the USC students and so on, who would come from time to time to help.
So on a daily basis, who are the persons that look after the children?
We have caregivers who look after the kids. We tend to focus to get our caregivers from children, from young men and young women who we know have worked in the church before with children in groups like Pathfinders and different groups like that.
Okay, great. Well, we spoke to David Barker and Lucian Bing. How vital is their contribution to the home?
It's necessary that we have male caregivers in the boys' home. As Dr. Dobson said in bringing up boys, if you are a single parent, a mother, and you don't have like a male figure around, try to always get like an uncle or somebody that a boy could pattern his life after. And so it's really, really necessary that we have the male figures in the home.
Okay, great. Okay, what is your affiliation with Raffa House?
My affiliation with Raffa House. Basically, I'm a supervisor slash caregiver. Yeah, looking after the boys, making sure the boys are going through their daily function. Doing service.
Well, my position here is I'm a caregiver and slash supervisor. I am in charge of all of the kids here, all of the boys at the boys' home. And basically, I'm just here to make sure that things are running smooth and everything is in order.
How did you start working with Raffa House?
How did I start looking at Raffa House?
Well,
When I came out of school in 2006,
at the inception of Raffa House, at the opening of the home, I was approached by Mrs. Gloria Cornwall and
jobless, had nothing to do, and actually my aunt opened Raffa House. Yeah, so they asked me to come and fill an administration gap in Raffa House, and I decided to do so. That was at the Girls' Home. That was founded in December 2009.
she told me about the home and what they was trying to do when they started up with the kids, and she was like, come and check it out and see how it is. And I had no intention of coming here to look. I just said, alright, I'll come, because I refused at first. I said, I don't think I'll have time to do it because I was at school and I was working also. So I'm like, alright, I'll come and check it up and see how things go.
So I started work in the Girls' Home as an administrative assistant, and then I come to the Boys' Home in May.
And that was it. I got trapped. This time I came, met the first set of boys, and I was like, it was got a conviction that I should stay here. I'm here up to this day.
So you mentioned that you help supervise, right? So what else does your job entail?
Basically, my job entails everything. Everything that the children needs, that's what I'm here for. Socially, physically, mentally, spiritually. That's my gap as a caregiver, as a member or a worker at Raffa House.
Okay, so what is a typical day at Raffa House like?
It's a busy day because of the kids and especially boys. In the morning session, we basically have to get up 5 o'clock. Whoever is on shift, I usually supposed to have 2 persons on shift. At 5 o'clock, on a school day, 5 o'clock, we get up, we worship, and we must have a worship session. It's important and get these kids ready for school, and usually be hectic because of a lot of peace and getting everybody in order. Breakfast, dress, and off to school for the day. And on the evening time, when they came back from school, not a hectic time because as soon as they come from school, they are obligated to do their homework. So we have a homework team, the people who come from different organizations and colleges like USC and UV to help them out with their homework. We actually got a new person on staff now to actually focus more on the educational part of the youth. We have kids, and it's a hectic thing, but it's something that's enjoyable for me.
Okay, so what kind of activities do you provide for the children at Raffa House?
All uplifting. Yeah? Down to the TV watching. Things like SpongeBob and those kind of things, they don't take part in this. So anything that we provide for them must be of a progressive, uplifting attribute towards the kids. Yeah? So things like going to the beach, going to the zoo, all sort of things, they take part in it. Yeah?
This organization here, this Raffa House, we don't want it to be like a typical home. The typical home that here, as you can see, the place it's not like surrounded like it's a jail. So we want it to be a place that, like how I grew up. I grew up in a home, a real home with mom and dad, and somewhere that you can feel safe. So we provide everything, basic necessities and food, shelter, clothing, but also we focus on having that being spiritually grounded with the kids. We make sure that they have worship every day. That's something for me very important to teach youths. And we have a lot of activities. We go to the zoo, we go to the beach, we have a lot of activities that we try to keep them active, and especially for the young guys, especially they need to be active. We do a lot of sports with them, a lot of educational stuff also, good activities, wholesome activities, because I think that's something that is very important for children, to have that place to develop themselves, be active, and to just interact with each other. But we try to foster that in our families.
So do you enjoy the work that you do at Raffa House?
To be honest, when I started work at Raffa House, which was at the inception, as I said earlier, no, I did not. It was a monotonous, hard work. But when I began to mature as an individual, as a young man, and to see the need that is needed in society and the service that we provide to society, I had no choice but to stay at the job and to really enjoy it, because and I recognize what is needed. And we helping our children that are abused, that are abandoned, that are just left out of society. And the amount of people who neglect this sort of work, I decided that and at this point in time, at this present point in time, I enjoy every minute of it.
So what do you enjoy most about it?
When I can impart what I learned to those kids, which they need. Most of the kids here, that they don't have that strong background with mother and father and good moral values. So when I see that I can impart that onto them and they respond to it, that's the most enjoyable thing. The results. I love when I teach them something that they repeat it, or they incorporate it in their daily life. And that's the most enjoyable thing.
What was your worst or most frightening experience at the home?
It have to be some of the hospital visits.
On a normal day, and I took up shift from David, and I served dinner. Yeah, I did what I was supposed to do, serve dinner, put the kids to bed, and it was we were on holidays, school was on holidays. So the kids asked that, sir, can we have a little more time to lamb and whatnot? So I shared out little snacks, little lollipops, whatnot, and I came back into my quarters. We as caregivers have a separate quarters for ourselves. And I lay there watching Trinidad play Barbados. It was 2020 cricket going on. When the semi-final, I watched that. And, as I say, normal day. And the children came running in because we had the whole Raffa House, which was situated in Korea. So that the front house and the back house. Yeah? And Jermaine came running in with Shane. And he was like, sir, something happened to Shane. So I was busy watching my cricket, so I got up, I said, Shane, what happened? And the lollipop that I gave Shane, stuck in his throat. So obviously I started to panic because I have no medical skills, no anything.
I got a phone call that Shane sold a lollipop. And the situation was on shift at the time when he called me and said Shane. And he told me that he called the ambulance, but they didn't come. So I called a friend of mine who's a police officer, and he came down there. It was a bad situation. He was cold and time we reached, it was cool and conscious. And
at that moment, I never really believed in Christ, to be honest. I just knew it from my parents. And I cried out to God. I made all sort of promises. And after I prayed, Shane was like, "Sir," I was like, "Yeah, you said it." I was like, "Sir, please don't make me die. I want to grow up to be like you and Sir David." So I was like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to make you die, you know." I write here, still me, he said, "Sir, please." He said, "Sir, I'm going to die, right? Call Sir David, I'm just talking." I said, "No, be here."
I saw him. It was kind of emotional because he's one of the youngest ones there. At that time he was 4. He was the most youngest one and everybody loved Shane. Thinking that with that Shane's gonna die today. Like, it wasn't easy to go through that situation at the point in time.
Took Shane to Mount. So when the doctors saw Shane, they forgot all protocol and they just rushed him in to deal with him. Mind you, I in the hospital in a boxes and a vest. Pretty embarrassing. And at the end of the day, as I say, we wasn't the 2 big men in the waiting area crying. And we didn't care because that's like our child now. I just stay all night in the hospital with Shane. And next morning when Shane woke up, he was like, "Sir, you keep your promise, you didn't make me die," you understand? And at the end of the day, I had my most frightened. Just trying not to cry, you know?
That was tough. That was one of my losses, but it was something that showed me something about myself, how much I really care about those kids, because even though they're not mine, I believe that they are mine. It's the work that they are called to protect the children. That's my greatest. I think that would be my greatest success, to see them grow up and to become something in the society, something more positive, considering their experiences in life. And they went through more things than the average person. And that would be my greatest success, to see them grow up and become good young men for the society, which is needed in Trinidad and Tobago.
So what would you say was your best experience so far?
Best experience, I think it would be with Kevin.
Kevin graduated from school. Yeah?
Because Kevin is one of the original members in Raffa House. He was one of the first kids that came.
I went, me, my best friend, my brother David Barker, we sat there as parents and watched our very own receive the certificate from primary school.
He kind of remind me of myself now, because he's very observant, very smart, brilliant. He can retain stuff, he can remember things. And for me to see him from the background that he came from and the experiences that he had with his family and his story speaks to me, and to see how he can develop, because when I speak to some of his teachers, when I tell them that his story, they tell me that Kevin is so ahead of his class, and those children who has both parents and they nowhere near him, and to see him graduated that day, that was a very emotional day for me, to be honest.
And then he moved to Bartaria, we passed, and his first term he came first in test. The first person he thanked was Sir David and Sir Gershom. I think I deserve a Shakonia medal.
2 terms first. That was like a victory for me. You see that happen to him, so that was one of my best experiences.